I thank PCET, PCU, Honorable Chancellor Harshvardhan Patil sir, Honorable Executive Director Dr. Girish Desai sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. Manimala Puri Madam, Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor Dr. Sudeep Thepade sir, and my respected HOD Dr. Archana Rathod ma'am for giving me opportunity to host this webinar. I would like to introduce today's guest speaker, Dr. Sangeeta Ghodke madam, who is a prolific writer, poet, and a scholar in Indian writing in English, translation studies, post-colonial studies, and African and Caribbean literature. She has to her credit 27 years extensive teaching and research experience. She has been invited as a resource person to various FDPs, refresher courses, and national and international seminars and conferences. She has authored 3 reference books, 2 reference books, post-colonial Caribbean fiction and post-colonial South African fiction has been published by SPPU Pune. She has trained students and faculty in various skills such as soft skills, life skills, translation skills, and creative writing. Content development is a need of the time in which she has trained students and motivated them to choose it as a career. She has supervised 13 PhD scholars, from which 6 have received their doctorate. 8 students have completed MPhil under her able guidance. She is a recipient of scholarship from Göttingen University, Germany, where she delivered lectures on Indian culture and Indian English literature. She is the name in the Dalit studies. Translation studies is her forte. She worked as member of Curriculum Development Committee, Maharashtra State, member Bal Bharati Textbook Writing Bureau, member of Board of Studies of English, SPPU Pune, member of Board of Studies English, SRT University Nanded, member of Board of Studies English, MIT World Peace University Pune. She is awarded as the best teacher of literature by Rotaract Club Pune. She has proved to be an asset in various training programs and creating contents, and she is aspiring to do various out-of-the-box experiments in the field of education. Madam is currently working as head of the Department of English, Pune Jilla Shikshan Prasarak Mandals, Shankarrao Bhelke College, Pune. Before we start, I would like to take you on a virtual tour of PCO.
The Pimpri Chinchwad Education Trust has established a state private university known as Pimpri Chinchwad University at Sate, Vadgaon Mawar in Pune Metropolitan Regional Development Authority. It is a 30-acre campus of academic facilities and amenities for students and teachers to help them to achieve their fullest potential. The Pimpri Chinchwad University campus is well connected with the cities Pune and Pimpri Chinchwad by road through Mumbai-Pune National Highway number 4 as well as Mumbai-Pune Expressway. Also, railway station Kanhe is at 1 kilometer distance. The nearest airport is Pune Airport. PCU has its different verticals which prepares leaders from different fields. School of Engineering and Technology. School of Design. School of Media Arts and Communication Studies by incorporating cultural activities, events and organized tours and trips, fostering a holistic development approach. In a sense, Pimpri Chinchwad University is not just an institution. It is a vibrant ecosystem that nurtures talent, fosters creativity and provides a platform for students to thrive in every aspect of their academic journey. PCU Bus Transport provides service across the city. Pimpri Chinchwad University, transformative education that empowers success in a rapidly evolving world.
Madam, we are eagerly waiting for your valuable insights.
Sure, sir.
Please, madam.
Let me share the screen first. Can you see?
Yes, madam.
Can you see my PPT? Okay. But it is not, I think, slideshow is not, I can't do it. Is it okay?
Yes, madam.
You might be seeing very small screen. Okay.
Okay, madam.
Thank you very much, Professor Vittal Kendre, sir. Very good afternoon to one and all. At the outset, I would like to thank the authorities, the principal, the HOD, Department of English, for providing me an opportunity to be the member of Board of Studies in English. And secondly, providing this particular virtual platform to share my views and ideas. The topic that Kendre sir has given to me is non-verbal communication. Actually, communication skills are very common. Our teachers, our students, they have been continuously updating themselves in communication skills. But still, we all have observed that we are not properly trained in non-verbal communication. So that might be the reason he has asked me to take this topic. Now, turning to session agenda, what points I'm going to cover in this presentation? I would like to start the presentation to bow my head to Charlie Chaplin, who was the master of slapsticks comedy, and through his video, which can be called as nonverbal communication, and it was through body and expression only, he entertained the entire world for at least a century. So first and foremost is through video, I'll start my presentation. Then what is nonverbal communication? some key terms and all these things I'm going to talk on. The third point is components of nonverbal communication. Fourth is various means of nonverbal mode of communication. Obviously, when we turn towards the end of our presentation, we talk about merits and demerits or limitations of the particular subject that we are dealing with. And last, again, conclusion through video. Now, I just want that there should not have power cut today. And another very important thing is connectivity issues are there. Let's begin the presentation with this beautiful video of Charlie Chaplin. I hope that we are not going to cover the whole video, but just some important aspects of this personality due to which he entertained the entire world. It was an era of when he was born in 1889 and died in 1977. So his life tenure was big, and from very downtrodden community or from poverty to the richest man of the world. How did he achieve all these things? Through this kind of his own mimicry and his own style of presenting himself through media. That time, the era was black and white, and most of the films were dumb only. They were without verbal, without audio. So you can see now dog is barking, and what he is doing. He is asking dog not to bark because lion may my lion may wake up and catch me. Look at this. So funny, so entertaining. The way he is asking the dog. Now his wife has entered on the scene and he is asking his wife to open the door. When she finds him in lion's cage, she gets fainted. Now look at this, very small video but full of entertainment. And now lion is about to wake up. Animation and all these things, they were very new that time, but he used almost all techniques in this small video. Very, very, very brilliant man. Now he is little confident. He thinks that he can challenge the lion. She opens the door, but he doesn't want to go because he thinks that now he is the king of that particular cage. Look at his speedy actions. He might have gone through several accidents in his life. Now, what he does, he just climbs on the lamp pole because he thinks that lion will come out. Look at this small, funny and silly things we do in our life. He doesn't understand that the door is locked, lion is not going to come out, and still he is on the pole. And at the end, he again pleases his wife. So very interesting. I hope that whatever I want to suggest through this particular video is this is non-verbal.
Yes, madam.
This is what I want to talk about. Now turning to non-verbal communication. So here is a beautiful quote, and that quote is, before people started speaking languages, gestures were the only medium of communication, of revealing one's intentions. So if you look at the primitive ages, when man was living in a group or in tribe, that time the way they communicated with each other to each other through the language of gestures and cries. From that era to the present era, there has been a tremendous change in the methods and techniques and tools of communication. Here is a Japanese proverb. What does it say? Beware throughout your life of judging people by their appearance. So we know one English proverb or one English idiom, and that says that appearances are deceptive. So non-verbal communication and appearance, what is the relation? Appearance also speaks on your behalf very loudly. So appearances are deceptive. Now turning to the most important thing in communication is to hear what is not being said. Who said this? Peter F. Drucker. Who is this man? He is the father of management studies. So he says that if you really want to lead the world, if you are training yourself as a leader and manager, then try to understand, try to hear the thing which has not been said. So he is saying that if you really want to judge someone, the most important thing is his body language and his eyes. Whatever you want, your real self gets reflected through your eyes. This term, nonverbal communication, is used in 1952 by Ray Budwitcher. He was an anthropologist. Actually, in nonverbal communication, you are not supposed to use words or speeches. It is most of the time language of signs, facial expressions, and body language. At the same time, voice modulation, appearance, space, and distance, ideology, all these things we are going to discuss further. Turning to the components. Here, I'm talking about your body, the way your body speaks. And what is the way? Your head, when you nod your head, you are either saying yes or no. Your hairstyle. Suppose your hairs are very closely cut, then it is maybe he may be the military person or something like that. We also are very much familiar about Gandhi cut of hair. Then eyes, there are several emojis on eyes. Nose also plays a part. Nose also have some connotation. Ears also take part in communication, and all the remaining body parts. How do they get involved? They get involved through the thought process of that particular person, and each part reflects the thought process of us. Now, what exactly we are going to get from your body? Body is beautiful. So, facial expressions, gestures and postures, voice modulation. This is a very recent technique and very important. Then personal appearance also. Then time management, touch technique also. Everything has some or the other way to expose you. So be very, very sure, be very careful while using all these non-verbal uh, techniques. Now, see, in today's world, non-verbal communication has got immense importance. It is a science, and there are several branches, several subjects that teach us something about this nonverbal communication. So first one is kinesics. What is kinesics? Study of body language and facial expressions, emotions through facial expressions, dance mudras, all these techniques we are going to study through the subject like kinesics. Now, what is Oculesics. Oculesics is study of eye expressions, winking eyes, staring at somebody. It has some meaning. Let us understand that meaning and try to avoid the uh, negative connotations through our body language. Haptics is what? Study of feeling of touch, mother-infant relationship. So when mother takes hold of her child, immediately child comes to know that this is my mother. Touch has really very much importance in this type of communication. Now, chronemics. What is chronemics? Study of perception of time, managing time properly. Very, very, very important. Every successful professional, now, if you look at the professional courses like MBA and IIM courses also, they prominently focus on all these things because they think that the student that is coming to their course is a product of the market and they are going to launch him or her as the product. He is a commodity. So they take great efforts on the personality of that particular employee. Now, what is proxemics? Study of perception of space, sharing personal and social space effectively. When you are personal, you are very close to your family members, your inmates, your friends. And when you are outside in the society, that time your space depends on your relationship. If it is boss and subordinate relationship, there is a big distance in that relationship, right? So that also we are going to talk about. Now, vocalics. What is vocalics? Study of paralanguage. Distinction between spoken words and its contradictory reflection through body language. You are saying something, but your body is connotating something else. You are saying yes, but your body completely reflects your negation. So, isn't it very interesting? And when you are in disturbed state of mind, that time also you try to show yourself as cheerful, but your body doesn't speak lie. Body will tell from your on your behalf that you are not in a mood, you are depressed, disturbed. Now, turning these are all these branches nowadays, these are the subjects they are taught in professional colleges. Now, look at this another, we are going fast through this video. What is it about? What every emotion actually means. Now, you know, you use emojis nowadays, no? This the media and technology, they have completely changed your life. You need not have to speak, you just have to send an emoji. So here I'm running this video just for a few seconds. Look at this. Can you see it, Kendra sir?
Yes, yes, madam.
Yeah. So look at all these expressions, how funny they are, no?
Yes,
Animation has completely captured 21st century, our mind. Now eyes. Now your lips, connotation of your lips. Now your heart. Your eyes are your heart. Innocent, laughing, sweet smiles. Isn't it very interesting?
yes,
Look at this tongue. What tongue reflects the test. So money is connotated through dollar, sign of dollar. Crying, then drop. Your tear drop is shown. Sleepy, look at this. Sweet, when you are sweating. So now turning to the next slide, you must have understood it, na? Have you understood?
Yes, yes, madam.
The way we use emojis and all. Now I'm going further. Look at this Royal Danish Ballet. Danish is from Denmark. Copenhagen is their capital. Everywhere you must have noticed that I have given bibliographic or references. The link is provided. Why? If I don't provide the link, it is a plagiarism. So I have taken care of that also. The Royal Danish Ballet performed at the Royal Theatre in Copenhagen, Denmark. It was established in 1748. Now, there is a musical orchestra, and on rhythm, all these performers, they are performing a particular story, they're dancing on a particular theme. Through their mudras, through their actions, they connote something to their audience. So this is also one of, it is 1748. So long back in 18th century, people used to have musical ballet like this. Interesting, no? Now turning to Kathakali, Kathakali is again one of the folk Indian dance forms. Kathakali is basically there is a story, there is a drama, and it was formed again in 17th century. And the characters they present that story through mudras, through facial expressions, through their drapery, through makeup and everything. Look at the image. If you look at the image, look at the mugut kind of thing that is there, that connotates ancient Indian carving and style. Then look at his eyes. Look at uh, tilak on his forehead. Everything is so dark, no? It's very loud. And that loudness is saying something to you all, right? So this is also again where you have somebody is telling story, but at the same time, artist is not saying anything. Through his expressions only, he is performing this particular dance form. Now turning to Bharatnatyam. So it is Manju Bhargi, the famous Bharatnatyam dancer from India. So look at the mudras, look at the appearance, the jewelry, then the sari, the way she has draped it. How beautiful it looks, like an Indian goddess. So her jewelry speaks on her behalf. Her dress speaks on her behalf. Then her mudras, they're saying something. Most of the time, these are all mythical stories, these dancers, they perform. So this is also really very interesting. Now turning to this sign language. What is it? The diagram shows the hand of movements used in British finger spelling or sign language. Look at this. A, B, C, D. A stands for this. B stands for this. C stands. Hello. If you teach this particular sign language to deaf and dumb, then their teacher, whatever their teacher teaches, The teacher uses this language, and these deaf and dumb people, they understand what exactly the teacher wants to say. This can be easily recognized by a deaf person, and especially when used together with gestures for specific words or ideas, enable him or her to conduct conversations with others. So this is also what? This is non-verbal communication. There is no language, but there is a language for deaf and dumb through these signs. Now, what is this semaphore alphabet? What is it? Military. They have something to say through each posture of this body posture. A stands like this, B stands like this. What does A mean? If you ask a military person, he can tell you what exactly it does mean. This is a code language. The 26 letters of the alphabets are represented by the flag position shown. A few additional signals indicate the end of a word, that there has been an error, and so on. So this is which is most of the time. See, when war is going on, you have to alert your soldiers, and most of the time on battlefield, language of science, like this coded language is used. Suppose I want to give some message to one of my military personnel from Jammu Kashmir. I'm not supposed to use Hindi language, English language, or any scripted language. The message of military can be passed on through coded language. Now, turning to voice modulation, pitches. English, particularly English teachers, they have learned all these pitches, no? Rising tone, falling tone, rising, falling tone, all these tones. Why are they important? Because your tone tells your mood. Your tone tells your attitude, right? Two similar verbal messages can communicate totally different messages depending on the tone. Now, here is an example. Why haven't you mailed? Why haven't you mailed? I'm missing your mails. So, when I utter this sentence, it is formal. Why haven't you mailed? I'm missing your mails. Now, here, why the hell haven't you mailed? Are you so busy? There is a loudness, and that shows that I'm hyper. I'm not in a mood. Right? Hello?
Yes, madam.
Hello?
Please continue.
Yeah. Now, for example, word okay. If you say okay, okay. So the way we use okay, it has different connotations. Here also, I have given two links. There are now softwares of voice modulation. Your voice, they have all those mixers and all. They just mix your voice. If there is harshness, if there is some problem, they just remove that and they make your voice very smooth. Even you sometime get surprised to understand or to hear your own voice. Such techniques are there. One of the experiences of Asha Bhosle, the greatest singer of Maharashtra and India, she shared one experience when Rahman sir, R.R. Rahman, when he called her for the recording at his video, at his studio. Asha Bhosle said that whatever the lines he gave me, I just sang it. I did not understand what kind of song was he going to make out of it. Within 1 hour, I left the studio, and later on, it became such a melodious, such a beautiful song. He added all instrumental music, Western and Eastern flavor to that song. So this is what is today's technology is doing. Now turning to voice changer one of the softwares of voice changer also. So you can definitely search for this, because I have provided the links. You can definitely search for it. And then now turning to the next, look at this. What is this? You must have understood. Very famous puppeteer, the puppet show. What is it? Isn't it voice modulation? Just for 1 minute, we will play the video. Can you see the video?
Yes, madam.
Okay. So puppet, his wife, and Ramdas Padhe. The way they are using puppet. This is visual, but now we are turning to voice modulation. Look at this. The puppet is smiling. Actually, who is smiling? Ramdas Padhe is smiling. Very, very, very funny. Funny example. Look at this. Look at this puppeteer, Ramdas Padhe. He is speaking on his behalf. He just modulating his voice.
Yes.
This voice modulation is very, very, very interesting and funny. What is this? These are all puppets. This is an ancient art of our India. Look at this. How interesting. With music. Isn't it interesting? Now, let's come out of it and let's proceed further. Now, here is proxemics, science of space. Nowadays, this word has captured our minds, right? Daughter-in-law wants her space in the house, and mother-in-law also wants the space. Husband wants this space, wife wants this space. Where has this space gone? And how did it enter in our lives? Our minds have become narrow, don't you think so?
Yes.
We don't have space in our heart, in our mind for others. We are very much individualistic nowadays. Now, forgetting about the philosophy of life, let us come to the topic. Invisible boundary that is created by an individual around himself. Space is what? It is an individual boundary that we create. रावणाने सीतेला घालून दिली होती ती लक्ष्मण रेषा होती. Wasn't it a boundary? Yes. That kind of boundary is our space, idea of space. Now, here are some specifications. Intimate distance zone, 18 inches. If you are very much intimate to your friend, your family, your wife, the distance is very minimum. It is 18 inches only, reserved for friends and closed relations. Now, next is personal distance zone. So 1.5 to 4 feet distance reserved for friends and family. 4 feet is not very much, no? You can easily imagine. Now, social distance zone. Social distance zone is 4 to 12 feet. So it is when you do business transactions, you most of the time prefer this 4 to 12 feet distance. Then public distance zone is also there. Just a minute. 15 minutes. So, public distance zone is also there. Suppose the leader is speaking from the dais and the audience is on the ground or in the seminar hall. Most of the time, this distance is 12 to 25 feet, right? So this is what is space science. Our space is mental space. This space is physical space. That is the difference. Now, turning to this time management. What is the image speaking about? It is Mumbai Tiffin Walas. For your kind information, Harvard students from America, they came to Mumbai just to study the management technique of Mumbai Tiffin Walas. From one corner of Mumbai, the tiffin travels through the distant corner. And at the time, at least 15 minutes before your lunch, you get your tiffin on your table. Very, very, very different technique. They did not learn management skills. They did not know how computer works. They have their own system through which they manage the time. So this was the case study of Harvard, the second well-known university of the world. They studied this case. Look at this, the planning of time. This is what is time management. Again, I have given the link from where I have taken the image. Now here is some, I'm not going to play the video because it will take time, but this is about how to manage time. It is about power hour. Every hour should be a power hour. Power hour is what? Doing things very powerfully. So if you really want to utilize every single second of your life, then you should keep yourself away from distractions. Now, I'm talking to you, somebody comes, some office message, he wrote on the page, he showed it to me and I reacted. What was it? It was distraction, no? So we have to avoid distractions. Second is, if you really want to plan your time, you should prepare your planner. That can be your calendar. Then another very important thing is prioritize your things. What is very urgent, what is not very urgent. So decide your priorities first, and accordingly you can work. Keep extra time in your schedule. Suppose I have to submit one proposal on the end of this month, that is the deadline for me. I should think about submitting the proposal at least 5 days earlier. So what? So if there is any query from the other the party who has given that proposal, you may get some time to think. And if your deadline is 25th, then you prepare your work, your proposal, everything before time. So it is very important. And another very important thing is what he says, take green bricks. Green bricks is what? You should have some bricks with greenery. You should have flower pot on your table. You should have balcony with green plants and flowers. He says that that break is very refreshing and one should go for such kind of break. So this is the video I am not going to play because of time constraint, but you can definitely, now it is PowerPoint presentation. If you just put this title, you will get it. Okay. Now turning to appearance, this is Pictionary, physical description of each and every face and body. So appearance covers what? Your style of dressing, your choice of clothes, then color combination and hairstyle, use of light makeup and perfumes. All these contribute on your behalf. So be careful. Look at the hairstyles shown in the picture. Here uh, some old people are shown with specs and all. Then here is a cowboy hat also. Then mustache. How people or men keep their mustache, that is also there. So everything is going to speak on your behalf. Don't forget that. That is what is nonverbal communication. Now, when you have gone through all these several techniques of communication, they speak on your behalf. This was the positive side of non-verbal communication, right? We will take care. Suppose there is a criminal person and he trains himself in non-verbal communication. I think that police or cop will never will be able to capture him or catch him because he has trained himself in non-verbal communication. There is a very famous Marathi play, and the title of that play was तो मी नव्हेच. सगळे गुन्हे करून सुद्धा तो मी नव्हेच. हे जो that was the limitation of this particular non-verbal communication. Sometimes you don't understand. The person hides everything. There is lie detector test and lot many tests are there, but still police is not police sometimes is not successful in getting that lie which is there in that criminal. So technical subjects, timetables or theories, etc., cannot be completely transmitted through non-verbal communication. Suppose I want to give my college timetable to my students. Do you think my body, my facial expression, my eye contacts will help in just conveying the timetable? No, you can't. When there is statistics, you need to take help of something else, right? So another is signs and signals in non-verbal communication are culture specific. Now let me give you an example. Swastik. You understand what swastik is. For Hitler, swastik was a military symbol. It was a sign of Nazis. And swastik is a religious symbol in India, right? So it is very culture specific. A particular sign has one meaning in one culture, while another meaning in another culture, right? Drum beating in India and drum beating in Africa. We beat drum during our festivals, but in Africa, they beat drum when they are in pain. They want to gather people, they want to attract attention. That time in Africa, most of the time, people beat drum. So mastery or facial expressions may put limitation on understanding real state of mind of a person. So sometimes you can't catch his mind. He is very expert in non-verbal. Do you understand this? Now, role of non-verbal communication in development of your personality. Don't you think that if you want to develop your personality, you have to pay attention to non-verbal? Yes, definitely. So verbal and non-verbal communication helps to create overall impression of personality of a person. That's true. Speech is silver, but silence is golden. Gestures and body movements can speak louder than the spoken words of the speaker. So, gestures, body movements, and your silence. Suppose I want to teach lesson to my child at home. What I do nowadays, I don't beat my child. I just keep silence, and he understands that something is wrong with my mom. So this is silence is really golden. Then gestures, eye contacts, and facial expressions convey feelings of outer and inner self. Verbal language is what? It will convey only outer self. But here, when you mix your non-verbal with it, it becomes outer inner mixture of your personality. There is a clear-cut distinction between the spoken words and unspoken non-verbal communication, and the impact of the latter is everlasting, right? I remember those eyes, we say. I remember that voice of Amjad Khan in Sholay. I remember the Thakur in Sholay, that personality. No, so what do you remember actually? The things which have not been said through language. Many such things are there in our mind, right? The greatest examples of this communication are Charlie Chaplin, Laurel and Hardy, and Mr. Binns. So, what R.W. Emerson says, what you are speaks so loudly that I cannot hear what you say. See, now I'm saying something, but people, those who are watching me, they might have understood it not through my verbal communication, but through my audio visual, the videos that I showed, right? So this is Emerson, what he is saying, you speak so loudly, still I don't hear you because I'm concentrating on your other expressions. So this is what is non-verbal communication. Again, I'm not going to play this particular video, but I have given the link. You can definitely watch this body language. Just it is just a small start will help you to understand this. Look at this. So body language and process of communicating for non, everything is here in this. So this is also very important. Everything have been taken from online sources. I acknowledge. I would like to end my presentation with this small, just एक झलक छोटी सी हो जाए मिस्टर बीन की, because he is from recent times, we have watched him, we loved him. So here is this video, just 1 minute I'll show it to you. And
Yes, madam.
this is not black and white. Charlie Chaplin was black and white, but I think Charlie is the most talented man in the world. Hair remover. The way he is wearing his clothes while driving. He is wearing his pant. Now look at this. He doesn't care about the other car that was parked properly. He just pushed that car. Now at the dentist. Isn't it interesting? So this
Yes.
video you can watch anytime. It is there on internet, and you all are very techno savvy nowadays. Now look at this. Thank you. There is a panda, or you can call it cat, whatever you can call it, is cat for me. And what is that cat saying? Again, this is an image, this is a picture. The picture is saying, I'm tired now, I have given my presentation, please let me sleep. So thank you, dear friends. I hope that you must have enjoyed the presentation. The remaining slides are about communication skills, but that was not my topic. So what I did, I added some slides of non-verbal communication to my earlier presentation. I hope that you must have enjoyed it. Thank you very much, Kendra sir. Thank you, students and teachers and the office bearers, those who have joined for this particular presentation. If you have queries, you're most welcome.
Thank you,
Thank
madam.
you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It was an intellectual feast for all of us. We really enjoyed your session, and very soon we will have offline session. Thank you. Thank you very much, madam.
Thank you. Can I leave now?
Yes, madam. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.